We should be brainstorming, if I understand correctly, is the challenge statement that you had put down previously.
And I'll put it back up on the screen.
Yeah, so just the EMCC needs a way to holistically help students to develop a full range of skills to meet current and future needs, because long-term success is the result of effective investments in education to resiliently navigate rapidly evolving technology.
That's it.
And but we want to stay focused on that. I mean, it's brainstorming, but that's the issue where.
That's what we're trying to solve.
Alright.
Yeah.
So it should be specific to that.
Yes.
Okay.
We are going to be focusing on that challenge statement, and like I said, I'm going to put it back up on the screen too.
I just was gonna go.
Okay, Liz, are you ready for breakouts?
You hit the record button.
Oh, okay, I'm the record person.
It's already recording.
We didn't hear the beat, so I guess we're good. All right, so Liz, feel free to go ahead and open those breakouts. Get people into their rooms. And I'm going to start the timer.
Yeah, that's the deal.
But you know, to me, the idea is, what's all this?
I got it started. It's and it's one.
I was trying to see.
All right, is everyone ready? 10 minutes of brainstorming starts
CTO.
now.
It's really. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A little scene of
As many ideas as you can.
So I'm gonna next week, Sunday,
But we're thinking, I mean,
Yeah, that's
What, where should we go?
That's your to-do list.
And so this is brainstorming, guys, and many ideas as we can, no value judgment here. Questions, data driven PLCs, stakeholders, genuine retention.
Because they get a little
Connected personalized pathways to careers, yeah, student 45 to outside their degree.
That you're reading. So, okay, guys, I see one as a flat. She's like. That's our question too.
Okay, interesting. So I'm gonna try to paraphrase this one here. So you're wanting to make sure that whatever you go about changing, you're not gonna change something.
Stuff that's already working.
The stuff that's already working. Okay. And so the question component of it is
What is already happening here that has made you
okay.
locally loyal to a straight amount, coming back, redoing full degrees, like, that's not normal in your generation, that you guys come back and that you're that loyal. So what has happened here already that we need to keep doing before we change things? Does that make
If we
sense?
could have maybe a couple very short responses to it.
I don't think it's about changing. I think it's about adding. I think the teachers here have valuable information, tactic, support their students. That's why I come back, because I find that my teachers are very supportive. And the only thing that I wish for is to add that component of communication. That's why I say podcast, because that keeps us all connected to what's happening. And it's not just led by one student, it's led by different students and even yourselves to come in and talk about engineering or animal or interior design or math or whatever that is. So I'm just saying about adding something, not changing.
Thank you. Yep.
Honestly, the reason I love this place so much is a lot of it has to do with just the level of like education. Yeah, I really think that the information classes I go to are genuinely helpful, bettering my skills, things I need to, you know, live in this world.
So, me?
Yeah.
So, my thing was just adding more communities for more people to be able to be involved in. When we came back from the pandemic, we built our own community with animal ambassadors, and that's why I love this school so much, because I love the animal ambassadors. So that's like the biggest reason I've gotten like so many connections through them, and that's from the school.
Okay, thank you. And I see online, Liz?
Yes, we have Jason who has a question. Jason, take it away.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can.
Awesome. So all of the students, so my name is Jason Martinez, I'm Division Chair of Counseling. I think this is awesome. So all the students have a very diverse set of experiences in terms of their student experience. They all come from different backgrounds. What I want to know from the student perspective with the sum total of your experiences to date, if you were a college administrator, let's say you were a vice president or a president, and you walked onto Estrella's campus today as the first day of your new role as a college administrator, what would be, and thinking about obstacles as opportunities to remove them, what would be the one thing that you would change on your first go at being a college administrator? Based on your student experience, what would you change?
So if you were the boss, day one, what are you gonna come in and shake up?
Fire everyone. I stick to what I keep emphasizing. I think if we don't have communication, we're not gonna be together, working together. If
Well,
I
Emily, let me focus you in a little here. What would you change?
change, because I
Yes.
wanna add, there's something to change.
Okay.
I find it that the one thing, I mean, there is kind of a little, but I'm not gonna get into that. Because I'm here just about communication, that would be my one thing that if I come in, I mean, unless I look at the book, where are we red, where are we green, right? But as far as like what do people need as far as like, if I'm the president, I look at like, okay, what does the math department need? What does the English department need? What do they need, right? That we can enhance. But if I see that we don't have communication and we're not seeing the same thing and we're not like on the same page of our community and our student, to create a student experience, that would be my main thing, is to gather everyone and we all have to be in the same page of what's happening day to day in case of an emergency. Because during the pandemic, we were radio silence. So that's why I address communication so much, because as before, I did present a keynote about having a live stream so we can connect. And that went, so to me, that is the most important thing, is that we are all connected in case of an emergency, that we don't get disconnected with our students, that our students feel safe, and that they feel connected, and that they can come to the school and feel safe and supported.
Okay, thank you. What would you change? Yeah.
One thing I would change, if I were to add, this would be, reallocate. I don't know if I'm speaking as a student, but what I've seen, I'd reallocate some of the funding from different areas to other areas, but make it as even as possible. Cause I noticed that like some departments, they don't have a lot, and others have like a lot, and they don't really use all of that funding, so it's like some of that funding could went there. There could have been some like opportunities like for work study students, like if they don't qualify FAFSA, like backup programs where you can still like pay them. So that way they're not coming here like basically volunteering like that. So I feel like it'd be beneficial To like say what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of ties into the question that you asked over there, essentially. I'd say it's definitely, you go to community college, I feel like for, the connection with teachers, I feel like it's much more personal, it's much more connected than you would go to university. The size difference from university and community college is quite a vast difference, right? 2 or 3 times bigger, so it's quite difficult to kind of truly connect with the student. That's why I go to community college, because it's cheaper. But you also, it's that connection with teachers that really grow you as an individual. It's very hard to find the workplace. It's very hard to find at college. I'd say that's a personal experience to get. But yeah, I definitely want to. I kind of have a point here on kind of weekly checkups. We do that kind of monthly, see how we're doing. Grade wise, kind of personal wise, and something like that. I'd love if we did kind of monthly. I feel like it's kind of quarterly per teacher. I feel like that's more prepared. What if we can kind of maybe shorten that to maybe a monthly check, where it's more, it's like, hey, like I'm doing this because I care about you. So it's more kind of required.
Okay, thank you very much.
Really quick, Eric, could
Yeah.
you maybe summarize a little bit? Sometimes we're getting a little bit of a lag or not fully able to hear all of the students equally. So could you maybe just summarize a little bit about what was said to make sure that everyone gets that?
Well, I don't want to put words in your mouth, so I'm just gonna ask for some brief summaries from some I think might have been maybe too soft, but if you could really elevate your voice, and we'll start over here. What is maybe the 10-word summary of your point?
Reallocate funding equally, but also where it's most needed in each part.
Okay, so take a look at the funding calculations, and the one example you gave was work-study students, and maybe looking at the alternatives if payment can't be run through APSFA, was that right? Okay, perfect, thank you. And nice and loud.
Yeah, it's definitely communication, really working with,
And these are the microphones up here too.
I definitely say kind of a monthly checkup. I think that's kind of the main point. It's not a struggle at all. It's just more of something we should focus on.
That's it.
Who does the checkup?
I'd say really the kind of the teachers, if you're in like just really any basic class.
So your teacher checking in with
Yeah,
the student?
kind of just like the thing. It's definitely on a lot to task too, but I feel like I think it was personal it's definitely compared to university students.
Thank you. And we have maybe time for 2 more questions maximum, so I'm gonna come on over here and you have the honor.
I have 3 questions, so I guess we won't get to them all. But first off, do you guys want an on-campus experience? Do you want to have on-campus events? Do you want to have life on campus? Or do you want to just do your class online and get done? So
No, absolutely, we want events,
Oh, yeah.
but the reality, the thing is this, there are events happening. The only thing is not being reached
right,
to students and like I said, podcasts, we reach more people to come to the events.
And so online, there was a resounding head nodding to the do you want on-campus life? So in case you couldn't see that online.
and then the second part is, would you spend more time on campus if there were more food options and the grill had longer hours?
Absolutely, because
Yes.
it closes at 1 p.m. And in regards to having events and more activities here, I've spoken to many students, and I wear sometimes a purple shirt outside
Yeah.
here and meet students. And what they have to say is that sometimes because of the car issue, getting back home, they need more activities here to stay on
Yes.
campus. Because
Okay.
sometimes they just lounge in the library or they just.
And I'm a librarian, I am seeing those things, that's why I'm fantastic. And the last thing is that at last week's, all of the business people said that we don't need you with technical skills, we need you to come with relational skills, wellness, so if we actually had like personal wellness classes, and would you take them, or is that a waste of your time?
The classes we paid for?
Yeah, the classes that you paid for, like if they were part of the general education curriculum, like if the state changed the curriculum so that they were required, or would that just be?
I don't know if you can pay, I don't know, my personal opinion, I don't know if you can pay for soft skills, that's kind of something that I feel that we can achieve at the college through events, not
Okay.
through classes.
Okay,
And I want to go online for our next question. Last question.
Yes, so this is actually, there's two questions. So one is, should daycare be offered and would that aid your education? And then I have another one, but I don't know if we want to take the first one.
Yeah, let's start with the daycare. Would daycare assist any of your lives? If you're not in that place in your life, that's also okay.
I've seen it at GCC and I see a lot of kids there, so I'm sure it might be beneficial for some students.
Absolutely, I mean, I have a 6-year-old now, but if she was 1 and and I want to come now, that would help me so much, to have a daycare.
Yeah, I agree, there's a lot of people that I've had in class, they like, they're like, oh, I'm late, or I can't come today because I'm my kid. So I feel like that's kind of, not that the child itself is inhibiting the education, but it's just like the circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I feel like it helps out.
I know a lot of people that would love to get back into school, but child care is an issue.
So I think we're gonna have to just leave the question period there. I know that we would love to be here all day and pick our students' brains.
There's one more question. I don't know if we want to take that or if we need a transition.
Need to transition because we are a bit behind. I know that we are enjoying this conversation a lot. So I do very much appreciate that. But it is now going to be time for us to actually start doing some building here. If I could get share screen back. Share. Okay, so we're actually going to be doing some building now. So I would like for all the groups to grab your solutions worksheets. And if you're online, you have the link that you're going to be using to fill it out online in your work groups. Here to guide your conversation. You don't have to fill out every single section if you don't get to it. But it's here to try to prompt you to think about the complexity of your solution. Who's going to need to be involved? Where's the funding going to come from? How are you going to know if it works? So like I said, it's there as a guide, and we're going to be doing a minimum viable product version of your solution. What does that mean? MVP, exactly. What is the cheapest, fastest version of your idea that you can try, test, and see if it works? Okay? So I'm sure we would all love to have, you know, the $10 million budget so that we can really give it a go, right?
Okay. So we gotta.
But we're gonna have to focus on what the cheapest, fastest version is at the moment. So the first part of this. And before we get started, I wanna focus.
Eric, really quick. Hey, Eric, really quick. I think some of the groups already started. Could wait just while you get through the instructions, can everyone maybe, because the virtual space, it's sounding a little crowded in here with the audio.
Everyone into their groups in a minute, Liz. I just want to get everyone's attention, please. Everyone, I know we're very eager, guys. Guys, before we get started, I just want to go over some of the instructions, please. Hey, guys. Please focus up on the instructions. Okay. So, when we get started, I want all of the groups to first, so take all of your ideas you have and vote on which one or which combination of ideas you want to build out, okay? So do maybe the first, I want to say 7 minutes of your time together to do that. Once you have your idea or combination of ideas, then walk through the solutions worksheet to talk about building out this idea, okay? So one person can take notes on the solutions worksheet to try to record what you talk about, what you decide on. And if you don't get to everything, like I said, that's okay. Are there any questions about how this session is going to work? Because this is going to be 40 minutes of work time here. Any questions? Okay, so Liz, if you want to go ahead and open the breakout rooms, we'll allow everyone to get started. And here in person, feel free to jump into that voting process.
Wait, oh, no, I think what it's.
And also, I think, even though you might see the cluster, the outliers, I think the outliers.
All right. Okay, everyone, let's go from here. Time to move on to our share outs. Anita, okay, so I'm gonna start off with our online groups. I think group 2, we would love to hear the 1-sentence version of what your idea is. And so everyone, this is 1 sentence, like, you know, the tweet version of your idea, just so we can get an idea of what you are proposing. And so group 2 online, I think that was maybe Clarissa.
Clarissa and Jim Waugh, would you all mind sharing? Maybe we start with the in-person and then we'll see if we can get them.
We have an in-person group who wants to go first. Oh,
Thank you.
right over here. The 1-sentence version of the idea.
We are gonna have an awesome competition involving communication and critical thinking with a big fat prize.
I love it. I love everyone wants to make that prize. Okay. That's actually one of the new tools we're implementing in Peoria as part of the Peoria Award program. So love it. We'll give you a big round of applause for that. Liz, are we good to go with group 2?
Yes.
All right, Clarissa, please share out.
Well, there are a number of ideas here, but the one big one would be that we transition our career and workforce group into a farm team, sort of like they do in baseball. They have the farm team that then goes up to the majors. So we want to become the farm team, if you will, for industry, so that they know that we're the place to come to for that next great player, that next great employee.
Okay, thank you very much, Clarissa. We'll give you a big round of applause. For those of you online, this is virtual applause in addition to the Zoom, what do you call it, emoji that you can use? All right, and so next in person, do we have, who wants to go next? Let's go with maybe our student group.
We came up with the idea, we thought it would be great if there was like kind of like a canvas classroom where all the announcements and student life can be announced to everyone, like student presented.
Okay, thank you very much.
No one has responded to my message. Any other groups in the virtual space have a quick idea they want to share?
I can share ours, Liz.
Yay, thanks, Nathan.
We didn't get to fully work through it, but we were actually piggybacking off of Jason's. He wasn't in our group anymore, but creating a space where we can get employers and students together, and we just act as recorders. Let the employers and the students talk about the skills that they're looking for, the skills they bring to the table, and then just taking all the information in and maybe adjusting some or using that to inform some of our programmatic decisions or things like that.
Okay, so sort of maybe like an advisory panel or something like that, or advisory board. Okay, I like it. Thank you very much, Nathan. We'll give you a round of applause. One more in person?
Sure. We heard that gentleman over there that said he got a degree and then he didn't like it and had to come back and he's getting another one. So we said students need to get into the field while in school early on. I.e. service learning, internship, field trips, research, connecting with ASU, U of A, and AU, whatever their next step is. They're there early and often, so by a freshman, they know they want to do something where they want to do something.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much.
I have one that we came up with in group 5 online, and it was expanding guided pathways to include storytelling courses as one of the restrictive electives and more majors.
All right, Jennifer, could you say that one again, please, for us?
Yes, expanding guided pathways to include storytelling courses as one of the restrictive electives and more majors.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jennifer. We'll give you a big round of applause and everybody a big round of applause. So, normally we would have some time where we could do a question and answer period on these ones, but I do want to make sure that we leave time for a visioning exercise with everyone. And we talk a little bit about how we are wrapping all of this together. Okay, so everything that you guys have been working on and talking about over these last 2 sessions is all building towards creating the vision for EMCC's academic plan for the next, well, we probably will wait another 20 years, right? But this is really important. This is, you know, how you express what your priorities are, what your values are, and the language that you use, the diverse voices that are part of this community. And so everything that we're working on, we are collecting, and this is going to form the foundation of the next steps in that process, which is why I was trying to get all of you guys to write down as much as possible so we really can capture it. To sort of give you the opportunity to put together a vision for your own project that you've been working on today, we have a great exercise where I would like for all of you to close your eyes for a minute. Okay, imagine that you are 20 years in the future. And imagine that this project that you were working on here was wildly successful. That was incredibly helpful for EMCC students, their families. The region has been transformed by this idea. And now, newspapers across the country are starting to write articles about EMCC and about this initiative. This moved the needle. Everybody is talking about it now. I want you to think about what is the headline that this article leads with, and what are the first sentences or 2 sentences that explain how this idea adapted and changed over that 20 years, and the overall impact that has had for EMCC's community. So this is your opportunity to envision what that success really looks like. What is the big picture impact on it? So I'm going to encourage you to use the paper that is at all of your tables, and if you are online, feel free to write it in the chat or to write it on a piece of paper yourself. And we're just going to take 5-6 minutes and to just write down what that vision looks like. And then we'll share out some of what we put together.
So
Online people, we are so excited to see your stories, to hear your headlines. So I'm gonna ask someone to go ahead and unmute and share with everyone your headline and first couple of sentences of that article. Rachel, do you want to unmute and say yours?
Okay.
We can hear you, Rachel.
You can? Okay, yeah, so I was in the group with Nathan. First of all, thanks Nathan for coordinating us all together. Yeah, so we talked about getting employers and students together without us being in the middle to translate things over, to funnel things through, just letting them like get together right off the bat. And so I really like the star. As other people, I like the star imagery. So my headline was that, you know, they all shine together. I think there's a line in the song somewhere too, right?
So thank you so much, Rachel. And now we'll pivot over here to in person. I'm gonna, oh, okay. Sorry, we got to go over to
My team is very anxious about this. Patty, so extra. Thousands gathered to celebrate 50 years of community engagement and student success, and EMCC celebrates their 50th anniversary. Because that's 20 years from now. To meet famous alumni making contributions to the society, the world, and the universe. 3 alumni are Nobel laureates, one in microbiology, one in math, and one in fiction. We cornered the world in Peace Prize also, Peace Prizes. Visit our events page where you will be transported via hologram into the virtual world of our Canvas show course. Events. You can use virtual reality to even get into one of these events if you cannot be here. So,
I love it.
Right.
All right, volunteer either in person or online. Okay, we've got a hand up over here.
So we were also gonna do the extra, but Patty still never knew it.
the marketing is over there.
I mean that, whatever.
Just breaking.
Just breaking. So, just sort of as a reminder, our solution is, increasing service learning and in, real life work experience and research and that sort of thing. So our headline is Next Generation of Leaders Already in Action. Note how short it is. And then the two first sentences of our lead is, as the economy changes, the challenge is always how job applicants and higher education applicants can gain an edge in the process. At Estrella Mountain Community College, their unique effort to bring real life out of classroom learning to students means our next generation of leaders is already getting the experience they need.
Awesome, I like it. Thank you. So I don't see any hands being raised online. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to our next group. Johnny, you want to talk?
I don't know, like that, which one do you want me to do? Okay. All right, this was like. One of these days, 100% of EMC graduates earn explosive salaries within first year of employment.
All right.
Can you say that? No, it's. It was 100% of EMC graduates earn explosive salaries within the first year of employment.
All right.
We do have a hand up in the virtual space.
All right, Clarissa, please unmute and share with us.
Okay, I just have to find it again. Hold on, it's up here in the chat. Wait a minute. Okay, workforce ready students, confident, teachable, skilled, thriving at EMCC.
I like it. Very good. All right, in person. Okay, student group.
Yes. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. EMCC connects better than ever. How EMCC went from campus to the metaverse.
Ooh, I like it. Very nice. Thank you, Susan. Okay. I think you guys might be our final group.
We have competing interests here. So we didn't get a chance to say what ours was, but ours was about providing equitable experiences for our students. So we said EMCC has the largest graduating class in history. First time in history, EMCC has more than 1,000 students walk across the stage. And then they had the best role models modeling the way to be the most innovative, passionate, responsive citizens of the world.
Okay, very nice. Okay, so if there are no other contributions from online. Okay. Oh, Jennifer, I saw you.
Yeah, ours wasn't, I didn't fully write it out, but storytelling innovations at EMCC connects students, alumni, and business leaders. The college took a unique approach to building community, attracting prospective students, and increasing representation. By increasing storytelling as an elective and numerous guided pathways. In addition, storytelling events help students learn about opportunities within the growing workforce opportunities in the West Valley. I didn't get to fully edit it, but yeah, the idea was also bringing storytelling to have business leaders come in and to storytelling events and tell students about their experiences and help students learn about various opportunities.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing the working draft with us. Thank you very much. All right, so that brings us to the end of our session today. But like I said, the work that we're doing here does not end here, right? These are ideas that you can take charge of and bring to life collectively together, but also everything that we've been writing about and connecting over, like I said, these are all going to be feeding into our next steps with vision setting. So please leave all of your work at your tables. And I also want to extend an opportunity for everyone to visit our gallery wall over here. If you were not able to join us with the last session last week, we have some prompts that we would love for you to respond to share your thoughts on. And I'll encourage you to put at least one response per prompt to make sure that you are thoroughly thinking through all the things that are going to be so important on building that next step for the vision setting. So thank you all very much for joining us today and for being creative, stepping outside your comfort zone, sharing what's important to you, and collaboratively working together all towards building a better EMCC for our wonderful students who I would love to give you a big round of applause. All right, and that's it. Thank you very much. Well, actually, do we have any announcements from the executive table over here?
I just want to thank everybody for their time, and energy, and collaboration in trying to launch our vision and mission work. I think this is going to be foundational for us to kind of move forward. And I'm looking forward to the next step. So everyone have a great weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank you.